pals. Thank you for joining me again at the Mel K Show. I'm here in Manhattan with my partner, Rob Greeley. How you doing, Rob?
Hey, Patriot Pals. Mel, I'm feeling great today. I'm just really excited about all the great feedback we're getting on our work. We started this journey because we felt we had to. I felt in my mind that I had to help do something to save this country and to stand up for what I believed. And here we are.
Yeah. Well, basically, I've been away, guys, and I've been in DC with the amazing and talented and brilliant Ann Vandersteel and her equally awesome producer, Liz. And we've been trying to get to the bottom of what's going on behind the scenes because mainstream media obviously is against the people 100%. Tech done. I got Twitter axed on Twitter, as did most people that are top tier. A lot of people are still there. God bless them. Good. They'll be out there telling their truth for now. But I wanted to pop on and talk about where we are and where we're going and what we can do. Because at this point, the silence of Donald Trump, I see it's making a lot of people nervous, anxious, upset, feeling abandoned. He is following the best advice he has right now for keeping the American people safe. We are under attack by an invisible enemy that consists of a bioweapon, I believe, that is COVID-19. On top of that, the CCP, the central bankers, and several people on both sides, Republican and Democrat. The sad truth is that our two-party system is a fraud. There's not two parties. There's people in the government who have been in there a very long time, some new, some old. They're placed there by other people that are far more powerful, puppet masters, I call them, and they control the world's money, the world's power, and they control our governments, not just in America, all over the world. So what we are dealing with now is basically we, the people of the world, the humans who care about God, freedom, faith, family, and their own communities and neighborhoods and what we have that we value. And then there's these overlords that control, it sounds like a movie, but it's really, this is true. It's these overlords that control everything. They have control all the money, all the media, all entertainment, all banking, all corporations. They are a very small group of unelected billionaires. They hang out in Davos and Bilderberg and in these special councils, and their headquarters is basically the UN, which is always and will always be and has always been the headquarters for their one world government, their one world order agenda. This is not conspiracy theory. This is absolutely true. And these people are right now at war with freedom, with our futures. Donald Trump is a figurehead. He's somebody who was asked to run. People need to understand that this man is carrying all of us on his back. And right now there are threats against our country that we don't know about, that he is dealing with on his own. I can tell you one thing. Donald Trump is strong. He's surrounded by love and good people, and he is safe. Anything else you're hearing is not true, okay? A. B. Ivanka and Eric, I've seen, have put out things to signal to the people that they are okay. The family is okay. This has nothing, honestly, to do with them. The bigger threat is Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and them pulling all of the Obama people back into the government, back into the White House. These people are traitors. They are all compromised. They are all blackmailed. They are all have taken part in bribery and money laundering and in black op deals. The crimes that we will find out from the Obama, Biden administration, the Clintons, the Bushes, and many others are nothing more, nothing less than pure treason against we the people. So, in my opinion, I was hoping, as everyone else was hoping, that today, when Trump spoke in Texas at Alamo, it's not the Alamo. I still find it interesting that he went to Alamo, Texas, but whatever. I think everyone was looking for something and something reassuring, something that we didn't get. And that's very unlike Donald Trump. So again, we have to look at the fact that there's 5D chess going on. He went there for a reason. It's very unclear. Just like the reasons behind the sixth are very unclear. But I do believe that this is part of the Great Awakening. I do believe that Donald Trump right now is the one person that is actually fighting for us behind the scenes, and everyone in the world that has the money and the power and the corporate wherewithal, including the military industrial complex and the creators of the COVID vaccine and the virus, that they are, they have him in a position where he's obviously being directed to stay neutral, to stay calm, to not really do anything, in terms of what he would probably want to do. As Peter Navarro said today, Trump is itching to get out there and tell the truth and defend himself. We are all watching these Democratic lawmakers go after us, and it's us that they're going after. Pelosi saying that the protesters at the White House, which they weren't protesters, they weren't rioters, they were protesters. The rioters will be traced back to Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and a couple other rabble-rouser groups that have nothing to do with the Patriots. And that this was a planned event, and it was supposed to be far worse than it was. Trump delayed his speech on purpose to help out and get as few as possible of the good people away from that scene, because Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and Black Bloc sent out days before instructions on what they were going to do on January 6th. And it all traces back. It was financed. It was organized. It was operational. And it was, as far as I can tell, an inside job. And there's a lot of belief that Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell were well aware of what was about to happen. We do have the laptops. The White Hats did get some wind, went in there, infiltrated it, got what they got. Those laptops belong to the US government, which in turn belongs to us because we are the taxpayers and we pay for all of this. Now, Rob, as I've been saying, the next phase is the one where you take responsibility in your own world, where you are. We cannot predict what's coming next with Donald Trump and the military. The good guys, and I'm talking, and I believe there's Chris Miller and his team at the Pentagon and Donald Trump, they are on our side and they will be fighting for us. No military soldier that has been in this game long enough is letting Joe Biden near the White House. He is a CCP-owned puppet and it can't happen. But there's other things going on that we just can't predict. But what we can do is we can start looking locally at what our own local governments look like. What happened here is that between George Soros, the CCP, and the federal bankers that do not want to give up the power of debt slavery and all the money laundering and everything that is corrupt about the market, Wall Street, banking, all of it, they don't want to give up that power. They've had it for honestly thousands of years, this one cabal that's based basically out of Switzerland, but the CCP, the UN, all of them, City of London, Vatican, and District of Columbia, the corporation. So I suggest that we start looking at who's are the officials in our local communities, who's on the school board, how did they get there? Who is the AG? How did they get there? Who is in New York, we have community boards. The thing is that the Weather Underground community organizing mentality that came with Obama into office, but it's really Saul Alinsky, who is Hillary Clinton's hero. And Saul Alinsky also happened to dedicate his book, Rules for Radicals, to Lucifer. So that goes along with the UN One World Order. So I think what we need to do is we need to step back and organize ourselves in terms of civic duty, getting out there and finding out, what organizations are behind the people that are in office now. It takes money to run for city council. It takes money to run for the school board. It takes money to do all this stuff. Well, that money is coming from somewhere. And I say it's probably coming on a big part by non-government organizations and foundations such as the Rockefeller Foundation, Soros Foundation, Gates Foundation. They have implanted their communist one world order patsies and puppets in our local governments. And I'm talking about every town in every city and every county in this United States. So my thing is for us to keep our energy up, to keep focused, to keep praying for Trump, praying for our countries, not just America, all countries, praying that God has our best interest and the plan here. Because right now, Rob, if you want to speak, just tell me. Right now,
No, you're
right
on a roll.
now
I
it
love it.
seems right, but right now seems extremely biblical. I'm a big fan of the Abrahamic Accords. I believe that the animosity and fighting between Jews, Christians, and Muslims has been disgustingly orchestrated by these same people, these same Rothschild-led international banking cabal that also involves the Queen of England, the current faux pope, and a lot of horrible people in different sects of our world, mainly these giant foundations founded by the same people that are now trying to destroy America from the inside out. So, to me, it's like when Moses was there and they were praying to idols and the Trojan horse and that whole story. But I also believe that we have a boomerang upcoming. And why do I believe that? Because there's plenty of evidence of pure evil and corruption. And the Durham report we've never seen. We have 2 new guys in there who've been on the case a long time in the AG office. And we are seeing people's true colors day by day. So I just think we need to pull it, rein it in, keep our energy high, stay spiritually grounded, stay positive, but look at your local community. Just go and I don't Google anymore because, I'm on their list, I guess. but go to wherever you go. I go DuckDuckGo or one of the other ones. And just see who's on your council. If you're watching your kids be indoctrinated into this Black Lives Matter, this wokeness, this upside down history of our country, figure out who's running the teachers union, who's behind them, who's running the community board in your area, who's on the city council, and how did they get there, and why is it so democratic, and is it about money? And then follow the money. The money's going to lead to the same people. It always does. And so anyway, I know a lot of people are let down. I said this morning, I was hoping that Trump would enact the foreign interference in our election executive order. I still believe that fully he will at some point. I just think he's letting them believe that they won.
And
Mel,
maybe it has happened. I mean, one of the things that people, I mean, I can say from my own experience, it took me probably a good 2 years to really fully grasp the gravity of this situation and the real stakes that are on the table right now. I mean, this is all in, right?
Yeah.
And people don't know, but I ran a research department for about 10 years and I had a bunch of analysts and all this stuff. And one of the things that you have to do is you have to make a call. What does that mean? You start to see data points. And then as they line up, you have to kind of go with your gut. And that takes faith and that takes courage. And so, but we've been lucky because all of us have had the military back channel to guide us and to prepare us for this point in time. I believe that this is it's one of the climaxes. It's a lot is happening now. I mean, I'm looking at the data points and I'm seeing it, and I'm sure there's also a lot of misinformation, false information.
There's a lot. And there's a lot of patriots that have been in the movement with us that are turning on each other. This was always a movement about God, country, freedom, and family. And I'm seeing a lot of finger pointing and, this isn't true, that isn't true. Everyone should be deciding for themselves what's true for themselves, because you are your being. We're all connected, but each person has their own free will and responsibility here. And I agree with you, Rob. Like I'm saying, there's plenty of things we can do locally to fight back on the proper way that's peaceful, but also that can dig out the swamp in our own area. That's the thing. We stopped when, politics has long been, certainly since the murder of JFK, politics has long been a blood sport. But certainly since the internet and cancel culture and all of that, people don't want to run. They don't want to do that to their families. Can you imagine we're at a place where putting yourself out there to help your community could lead to, vicious attacks on your family and retribution just for wanting to
look at what's happened with the internet. I mean, it's just insane.
Yeah,
all of these platforms getting taken down, literally, slowly going dark. I mean, my internet was really clunky today. Even some.
Well, you wonder why Trump was pushing for the 230, Section 230. All these guys have been.
Right.
And look at what they're doing now. They want to, this Democratic Party is so vile, so anti-American, so anti-freedom. They're blatantly now racist and emboldened. I mean, Nancy Pelosi saying that it was whiteness chosen over democracy by the patriots. What's his name? Vogue magazine is getting attacked and boycott. Calls for boycotts, after they've been wrapped around the finger of the liberals, because apparently they don't think Kamala Harris looks dark enough.
But you know what?
On her Vogue cover.
All of this is working. It's working.
It is working.
People are fighting back. I did see that thing with,
working
people are standing up, they're waking up, they're seeing it.
I just don't think that I think we are. I still think that there needs to be the shot heard around the world. I don't mean that literally, I mean that figuratively, because yes, I am seeing that, but I am also seeing Joe Biden emboldened enough to say that the next stimulus will focus on minorities, and white men will not be helped in the next stimulus. White male business owners. That he could say that out loud in this day and age and be cheered on by the squad, or that Howley, Cruz, Mo Brooks, Jim Jordan, people that simply wanted to know how these votes were, how this cheating happened and all of that. This squad, this woke group of Congress people with their puppets ahead, which are Nancy and them. They're calling for these people to be kicked out of office on a no-fly list. I mean, nothing happened. Nothing happened during the Black Lives Matter when they burned down our cities, or the COVID that was a bioweapon that a lot of these people knew about prior. No, nothing happened to these people when they took over Portland, or they took over where else? Portland, Seattle, New York City. Nothing happened to these people, and there was no censure, there was nothing. But now those people that cheered on the violence back then are calling for good patriots who just want answers and truth to be expelled from from their elected positions. They want them to be deemed terrorists. They want MAGA rallies to be deemed domestic terrorism, when we all know that anyone that's gone to a MAGA rally, it's like the most positive, loving, patriotic. And the truth is, it's not about Trump. It's not about Trump. It's about we, the people, and our pride in America that has been stolen from us. We are now told that if we love our country, if we love our culture, if we love our language, if we love our history, if we love our synagogues and churches, that something is wrong with us, that we're inherently less woke, less moral, it's completely upside down. This is communist Germany. This is totalitarianism. This is Maoist Stalin. It's communism. And it's seeped through, and now it's so in your face that you have to be willfully ignorant not to see it. To cheer on Joe Biden, it's to cheer on us ceding our sovereignty to the United Nations and a powerful oligarchy of people that look at us as slaves and workers, and them as superior. This is still the one race, the superior race. It's the same people. But the best part is, there's more of us. There's more of us and there's them by far. And we're connecting, and they can't stop the Patriots.
It's amazing to watch how we because we're not technically, very, and we know kind of a little bit, but, it took us a long time just to get comfortable doing the video chats, all that stuff. And then, and I've learned so much about social media, as far as starting with Twitter and then Parler, and now going to Telegram, but it sounds like they may be starting to get attacked. So it's and people are just moving in mass. It's so exciting and really
terrifying. And yeah, I agree with you, Rob. That's the best thing that we're seeing here. We're seeing people not be silenced. We're refusing to be silent. And you know what? The Patriots aren't violent. They're not. I mean, what I've seen most is people go back to the Bible and back to God through the Patriot movement. And you know, they're silencing people. They're silencing Rudy. They're silencing War Room Pandemic. They're silencing Tom Fitton, and all these people that are, they're literally fighting for freedom for us, but really also for their grandkids, for their future, for tomorrow. We're supposed to leave this country better than we found it, and we are going to. We are not going to let them succeed. Donald Trump will be okay. He's a fighter. And right now, his silence, there's a reason for it. And you have to believe in your heart. This man is not going to lay down and walk away into the sunset and let these demons take over our country and take our sovereignty and turn these into major smart cities and take our land and take our access to food and to everything. He's not going to let it happen, and neither are the white hats, because they exist. And don't let anyone tell you that they don't.
We have the most powerful military that's ever existed. You think these people are just going to let their country just get taken away? There is so much positivity and love in this movement, and that will always trump evil. I mean, they have no shot at this point because this has been going on a long time. But it's amazing how insidious it is. It's unbelievable.
A good part, though, I know that, but a good part about this, though, is as much as it's driving us crazy,
it's
crazy. The silence of Michael Flynn, Sidney Powell, Lynn Wood, Trump, all of the patriots at the top that were telling us what was going on. It's kind of, maybe it was to their own detriment. Didn't they? They're so stupid. I mean, again, they didn't just cheat. They cheated on such a scale that it was stupid. But now it's like they're out there. They think that they have so much power that they can say things and do things that are so against everything that is America.
Well, we've been told, right, a few things by the back channel, and they really, you know, one of them is people need to see. You know, they really need to see it. They need to feel it. It needs to hit them where they live, you know, in their heart. And that's what's happening. Also, you know, one of the things is future-proof past, which means that you're not going to know if something is necessarily true or false until it happens or it doesn't happen. And there's going to be misinformation. So we have to have faith. Faith is a big part of it as well. You know,
and I want people to stick with it. This is not over. It's not over.
Don't forget, Trump
there's so much out there that has yet to be revealed to the masses that me and you guys, that we know is real. It's out there, and it's known by General Flynn, by Donald Trump, by all these people. There's good people out there. We still got Sessions is out there somewhere, Gowdy, Huber. This is all real. They're trying to convince us that it's not, and that has to be part of this plan.
Yes.
Right now, their silence, them shutting down their voices of our leaders, is going to backfire on them. It is. These people, the good thing about these communist liberal democrats is that they think that they're a lot smarter than they are. Well, they haven't had to get up and live through COVID and figure out how to pay their bills, live their lives, go out there and stay positive and not get sick and not get angry and not let this eat them up. They haven't dealt with that. We have. We just came through a war of our own, on our own streets, in our own neighborhoods, against an invisible enemy. And we are going to rise up and not let this bring us down. The infighting is not necessary.
That's an amazing.
What we need to do is take our power where we are and start on this level. Like yesterday, I sat down, I went to my computer, and I thought, who's on the school board in New York City? Who are they? So then I go to the school board and I look, and it's a lot, it's a lot of work. Obviously, I'm a researcher. I love research, but not this kind. But then I started looking, and you can actually find, and then you look and you see, and then you see that there's a grant from somebody that paid for something, that paid for their election, and you trace that grant back. Well, 9 times out of 10, I'm finding a open society or liberal connected foundation or NGO. Well, that's somewhere to start. Well, who are these foundations and NGOs of people we didn't elect that are manipulating our communities and our life and what our kids are taught and what we're allowed to do. See, on the local level is where we have power, and we need to start exercising that power. Donald Trump went out there and did this for the world. We got to go out there and do it for our communities. And if I was to give any advice to anyone that's stressing, my advice is Donald Trump is staying silent for a reason, and it's for us. Everyone knows him. He would find a way to fight back. Nobody's holding Trump down. He can trigger the emergency broadcasting system at any moment. He can trigger it. Okay, there's a reason that he's silent, and I believe it's that they messed up this time again. But
one of
the silence, their silence. I bet you right now, those people on the left that are still free, which there aren't many in my opinion, but the people on the left and these big mouths in Congress, these woke, anti-American, anti-freedom racists that are on the floor today, just going off. They were so rude, so disrespectful and disgusting to Jim Jordan and the other guys, but they're revealing themselves. I mean, banks are kicking out Donald Trump. Banks. It's you have to know that there's puppet masters. Are you telling me the PGA kicked out Trump? What? He's been. All I'm saying is Trump is not fighting back right now because he is fighting back by doing nothing. Right? What'd you say earlier, Rob, about the art of war?
Well, the art of war, which we know that is something that has been spoken about a lot in the back channel.
And
also,
Trump
the art of
the deal on the art of war. Sun
exactly
Tzu.
right. So, appear weak when you were strong, appear strong when you were weak, and only attack an enemy when you know that you've already won.
Right.
So, that's where we are. And I wanted to say one other thing about what you were saying, which I think is absolutely true. And it's pushing us. And I was thinking about this more and more, but there was that video that said this is going to win Trump the election. Remember that? And the big part of it is that I'm not here to win an election. I'm here to give you back your country. So, and I'm paraphrasing, but what that means is that we, the people, really, number one, we need to wake up. Number one, we need to empower ourselves, and we need to take back our country. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to do anything other than
not
what
by
we're
violence.
doing.
By exposure, by doing our part. Also, there's other things you can do other than going around figuring out who's running your local community, your local governments, because, people are busy. We're in debt slavery. These
what we do, Mel? Whenever we meet someone, we try to see where they're at. And we're more and more, you're getting a little bit more bold. We're getting a little bit more bold about saying, I appreciate you have that opinion, but I'd love to, if you were open-minded, I'd happy to share what I know.
Right. We've been doing that more and more in our real lives. There's less and less fear. It's also, I think people have come to a place where they kind of know that COVID was a fake, not a fake virus, but what the media and our local governments and governors and stuff have done has been orchestrated to collapse the economies. And it's for nefarious reasons. It really is so that they collapse our entire government and we invite the UN in to save us, which will never happen. There will be no great reset. There will be no build back better. These people, they are nefarious demons who they base everything on depopulation, and there's just too many of us. And if you put all the dots together, it's very clear. And Rob and I will do a news show later, but I wanted to catch up because I'd been in DC and I saw some things, and I wanted everyone to know that right now, it's time for you to put on your personal armor, your personal fortitude, get it out there. Like I said before, about finding out about who's in your local governments, who's running the school board, how'd they get there, who's behind them, because there's something there. You can also follow the money. These people don't get there by themselves. They are put in there by people like George Soros and Bloomberg, who want to lead our kids down a path away from us, who want to co-opt our children to be good little soldiers when they have their grand plan of turning our cities into smart city / concentration camps, like with credit scores and 24/7 surveillance. So I say, go local. Let Trump do what he's got to do. He's got it, okay? And if he's quiet, don't blame him. Know that there's a reason. The guy wouldn't be quiet unless there's a reason. And I think it's the art of war, Sun Tzu. Yeah, if you're bored, go read that. It'll make you feel better because then you'll get more of an insight into this guy's a master 5D chess player, and I'm not giving up on him. And I hope you don't either, no
Yeah,
matter
I
what
have.
happens.
Yeah. I mean, I would suggest, do some deep breathing, do some things for yourself. We were listening to
Go outside.
yeah, we were listening to Bards of War, and he was saying, take care of yourself a little bit. I like his podcast a lot. So, but I agree. It's like when you put so much into something, and like I liken it to maybe like a transaction or something big, and then at some point it's going to happen, right?
Right.
And you have to kind of just enjoy that part of the journey. So
Right.
so we're going to continue to
The
do what we
financial
do.
reset is absolutely happening, and we're watching it. We're watching the stock market continue to go up. We know that the Treasury, for the first time ever, took over the private Fed that has been bilking the world with their central banking system that is just based on debt slavery. We know the IRS is exposed. For the first time ever, the Treasury got to look at the books of the Fed. That's a big deal. The divesting of these Chinese companies that have been spying on us and warning the people in America that are making money with China, taking down our country from the inside out, they've been warned. There's things going on. These banks that are turning on Trump and on conservatives and what's happened to Parler and all that, believe me, these are the same people that are running this. These are the cabal. They are real and they are powerful and they are losing. And that is what this is about. This is a desperate attempt to stop what is inevitably going to be the end of this Davos crew, these overlords that look at us as sheeple and they're superior. Well, guess what? Like Donald Trump said a long time ago, the elites aren't the elite. We are the elite. We are the people. We pay, and at the end of the day, another good thing I saw today, I want to keep in mind. I know we're used to spending. Steve Bannon had a good point. He said that he would suggest that real patriots and Americans that are worried about what's going on and don't know what Trump's doing, this and that, stop buying stuff from these people. Just unless you absolutely need something right now, just stop it. Just for now. I know everyone's bored and we buy a lot of stuff we don't need. Like, go back to the basics, kind of hibernate. They need us to be consumers. We need to be consumers to keep them going. If we refuse to be consumers, I mean, I got bounced. I'm very proud because I bounced with Trump from Twitter, and then Rob got bounced. But most of my friends. But here's the thing. Great. Okay. Then they bounce the next one. Great. We get up, we keep going. But also at the same time, I mean, it's hard to, after we've gotten so used to Facebook and, some of these other things, think about maybe just not engaging it anymore, not doing it.
Well, we know
they make money off of ads. So, I'm very proud to say that I live part-time in Florida, and Governor DeSantis, again, a real hero in my mind, he's already talking about any federal money that is going, taxpayer dollars that are going to these tech companies, because there's plenty. This is not new. Big tech has been involved in government for, 30 years. People like Bezos and Eric Schmidt and Gates and Google, they have their tentacles in our government from top to bottom, and they're the ones that can afford to bribe these politicians that walk around and just are a disgrace to we the people that we pay for them. And I just say there's more of us than them, and we are united. And try to stay away from pointing fingers at certain people in this movement that have had the guts to get out there. I know a lot of us, including myself now, I have total faith in everything I've said. I've done my own research and I feel good about it. And I have a good solid group around me. But I need to say that everyone that went out there and tried to have a voice, be it on Twitter, Facebook, here, and lost friends and family, and were called tinfoil hatters or conspiracy theorists or idiots or whatever, guess what? Not true. But don't become that. That's right now. I've told everyone this 10 days right now is going to be the hardest for us, because now that they're shutting everything down, it's looking like, oh, they lost. They're irrelevant. Those people are irrelevant. We're not irrelevant. And, try to stay away from guessing who's a good guy and who's a bad guy. Just be discerning.
Yeah. The thing about that is I mentioned that I was a director of research for a while, and you want to take in all data points. You want to have a very open mind, because if you get very emotional about these things, then you're going to have a cloudy lens. So
Yeah.
you have to have an open mind, and it's okay to hear things that you don't agree with. Actually, it can be very helpful. The
Well,
other thing,
yeah, I mean, that's how you learn, grow, and think. But
right? The other
logic.
thing I wanted to say is that we've learned over time is that timing is we can't predict timing. We do not know. And that's part of, because if we did, then someone else would know, and then there's no plan. And there's
Right.
no secrecy, and there's no winning. So
Right.
we're not going to know. So what we do is we watch and we do what we know what we need to do. Biggest part for me is like keeping my parents, up on everything, and my brother, and meeting friends, and keeping them sane, and
Keeping
us.
them positive
Yeah.
and hopeful. And Donald Trump, I believe 100% that Donald Trump will be the next president. It's just not going to be of the same kind of republic. He drained the swamp. Draining the swamp means rebuilding it. And right now it's almost a carcass. So
Yeah, if anyone's seen any of your other shows about, the Act of 1871 and all that stuff,
yeah,
they
anything
know
that's
that
left
there's,
up on my playlist on YouTube because they took down all my regular videos.
that's a whole another rabbit hole. But you have to
That's
understand
okay.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
just want to say, let's just wrap it up because this is kind of just more of a what can you do for your country moment. Our greatest example was JFK saying, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Well, I say right now, that's our moment. It's our moment to ask what me and you, and everyone around us that feels like we've been abandoned and cheated and lied to, and it's not fair, but there's nothing we can do. Not true. There's plenty we can do. And I encourage you to go out there, be bold, be brave, and find the answers. Exposing the truth and shining light on the dark is possible. Each of us can do it for ourselves and do it for our community and our friends. And I think we should focus on that. Let Trump and the White Hats, and they are all over the world. There's something happening also with Pompeo and the speed at which he's dropping tweets, and a bunch of other things that are going on that show me that there's a strategy here. Even Trump being in Texas today, very odd situation. So just all I'm saying is ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Amen,
all of us, and I
Mel.
mean all countries all over the world. We got this, you guys. We got this. We can't give up in the last round. We got to go strong, and we got to go brave, and we got to know it's not us. And they can paint us however they want. Everyone that was at the Capitol knows what happened there. It was a setup. It was an inside job, and it was to make us and Trump disappear. This was planned.
We're not going away, Patriots.
No way, Jose. We're coming back. Make America great. Okay, that's our goal, and we're not done. Okay, and we're going to make it great and better than ever. Again. Okay, guys. So anyway, this was a pep talk for me as well as you. I want everyone to know: stay calm, stay cool. Don't give up. Know in your heart the Donald Trump that you voted for is not going to abandon us, and he's not going to not fight back. This vision that you're seeing on TV right now of a beaten man is straight out of his book of Art of the Deal. Okay, so cheer up and everyone buck up and be positive, because we have not yet begun to fight. They have, and they're going to lose. They're going to lose. Okay. So anyway, good night, guys. Thanks for joining us. We will be doing a news show, I promise, because there's plenty of news. But I wanted to do a show on, take it back to you. Take it back to you. Keep strong, keep positive, keep the vibe up, see what you can do locally and in your own world. And then when the time is right, the White Hats will pounce and they will win. And that is the truth.
That's the truth. Yes, I agree.
Goodbye, folks.
Thank you, Patriots. Have a great day. Thanks for all your amazing comments.
Oh my God. You guys.
I mean, it's really.
We started. I'm so not technical. I'm figuring it out. I got bounced off of Twitter, which was my main hub, and most of my YouTube videos have gotten taken down. So that's how you know you're on the right track, right? But then, so we have the melkshow.com, just started it. It's getting up and going. I went to DC when I was going to start the blog. So now I'm going to start the blog now. I'm going to be very interactive. I love what everyone's sending. I really appreciate it. Also, we're on BitChute, the Mel K Show. I started a Gab TV, which we just got on there.
Couldn't get
so that
on.
should be up and running
Yeah.
soon. And we're both bounced off Twitter. I really
And
don't
Parler's
use Facebook.
dead.
Yeah, I really don't use Facebook at all. So finding me there, yeah. I
Yeah.
just say if you can go to the Mel K site,
Eh.
Mel K Show, themelkshow.com, we're
Yeah.
going to make it really fun and
Yeah,
really
and
interactive.
I would say subscribe, because we don't know if comms
Yeah.
are going to go out or anything. And
Yeah.
at least if we're
And
on a
at least
mailing
we'll have
list,
your
maybe we'll have
email.
email, we
Yeah.
can reach out.
Because we've only just begun, and what I love about the people that follow me and send me emails, we're all on the same page spiritually. I feel like I'm surrounded by the love of God and country and family and faith, and that's who I think is joining me here. And I'm gonna have you guys on. Like this isn't some channel for only people that think they know everything. I don't know everything. All I know is what I research, and when I research it, I share it. And if I don't research it and believe it and know and have intel that it's true, I don't share it. And I've had some great tips from people out there, and I thank you all. Everyone that's, oh my God, the donations. I can't never even ask for money in my life. It's too scary. But like, it's so nice that people would do that. And I just want to thank you all so much. You've kept me strong. I hope I've helped you. And just trust, just trust in God, because this is biblical on every level. And we're going to be on the right side, and the side of light and love. And that's all. Have a great night.
It's an
See you.
amazing time, Patriots. Thank you so much, and we'll
Thank
see
you.
you soon.
See you at the news show. Bye-bye.